Shri Sachidananda Sadguru Sainath Maharaj Ki Jai. Aum Sairam devotees. This episode is to share the glory of Shri Sainath Maharaj from the books compiled by the mahabhakta Dr. Vinny Chitluri Maaa, a walking encyclopedia on Sai Baba. Let's now listen to Vinnyma's narration in Ambrosia in Shirdi, Volume 1. A word about the compiler. I was born in 1943 in Arvankadu, the youngest of the 4 children. My father was a hardcore atheist, while my grandmother was a gentle, devout lady. Ever since I was young, my mother was forever sick, often at death's door. My father took her from one doctor to another. At last, she was admitted in the Vellore Medical Hospital. To make a very long story short, after abdominal surgery, many tests and many consultations, they too gave up, and asked my father to take her home. One day, my father read in The Hindu that H. Narasimha Swamiji was coming to the Naga Sai Temple, Coimbatore. The paper also gave a glowing account of Swamiji's divine nature and how he healed so many people. My father decided to take my mother to him. Thankfully, they took me too. This was in 1949. The day before the meeting, my mother had a dream. She saw this gentle bearded man with lots and lots of devotees around him, seated in a palanquin. He was wearing a short flannel grey kafni or kurta. She told my father about her vivid dream, not knowing that she was to meet him the next day. Swamiji asked my father, what did he want? A promotion, wealth, children, or fame? My father pointed to my mother and said, she is terribly sick. Please heal her. I can always find another wife, but not a mother for my kids. Swamiji asked Dr. Chari to check her pulse, which was irregular and erratic. Then he placed his palm on her head. My mother shivered and said, it is ice cold. He again placed his palm on her head and said, now what? My mother was filled with warmth and at once held his hand saying, aha. He then gave her Baba Sudhi and a stotra, Achyuta Ananta Govinda. He asked her to say it 21 times for 21 days. He had also told her to apply Udi and take it internally with water. While all this was happening, I was standing near the door looking at this gentle bearded man. I thought, this must be Santa Claus. I had an irresistible urge to pull his beard. He beckoned me to come near. He then picked me and made me sit on his lap. The feeling was so good that I laid my head on his chest and patted his beard. He then placed his hand on my head and blessed me. Of course, by his and Baba's grace, my mother recovered fully and my father became a Baba Bhakta. Sometime later, we went to Madras to thank him. Swamiji said, I've done nothing. It is Baba's Udi and grace that has worked. So thank him and pray to him. By the way, Prabhu, go to Central India and do Baba's prachar. He then gave my father Udi with a photograph of Baba. My father wondered at his words, but sometime later we were transferred to Kamaria, Jabalpur, Madhya Pradesh. There, we started doing Thursday pujas. Later, my father got a Baba temple built. Often, my father used to remind us of Swamiji's words, telling us that even a mustard seed of Baba's prachar and seva adds up. He, on his part, visited Shirdi, wrote prolifically on Baba, and held satsangs. I finished my studies and joined the Jabalpur Medical College. Once, in 1963, we visited Shirdi. At that time, the Sainath Hospital was being built. I vowed to do seva there. After graduating, I did my post-graduation in Kalavati Saran Hospital, Delhi, and later went to USA. In the US, I did my boards in pediatrics and was very successful. By then, I had forgotten my vow as the years rolled by, but a little voice kept asking me whether all this was necessary. My father's words kept haunting me. I kept pushing them aside, but the voice persisted. At the height of my career, I decided to give it up and come and live in Shirdi, Baba willing. From 1994, I stayed in Shirdi. One day, I took some photographs of Baba's bhaktas, whom I love very much. When Bosanna saw them, he said, "Why can't we have a photo exhibition with printed matter?" That started it all. From that time, I have not looked back, says Vinnyma. Devotees, these episodes are a humble tribute to Vinnyma, and as advised by her, we are sharing the divine nectar of our Sadguru Shri Sai Maharaj with Shri Sai aspiring souls. Books compiled by Vinnyma are Ambrosia and Shirdi Volume 1 and 2, Baba's Rinanubandh, Baba's Vaani, Baba's Divine Manifestations, Baba's Anurag, Baba's Gurukul, Baba's Divine Symphony, and A Divine Journey with Baba. Vinnyma's books are also available on Amazon. Few of her books are translated into other Indian languages. For copies, reach out to Mr. Sadha Godhe. Baba's Rinanubandh was translated into Tamil by Mr. Ramanathan. For copies, contact him and Miss Asha Raju. Baba's Anurag is also translated into Tamil, will be published soon by the grace of Shri Sai Baba. We shall continue to dive into the divine nectars of Shri Sai Maharaj in the coming episodes. Bow to Shri Sai, peace be to all. Aum Sairam.